to everyone, all our listeners, all those on the commute, all those international, those of you on your way home, those of you on your way to work. Because the way work is structured, some people pick up work when we go home, and that's what makes the productivity cycle a living one. Good afternoon. And good afternoon again to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil Iwer George and his family. A special Happy New Year to you as well, Mr. George. And we do, as always, thank you for allowing us to share your forum with you. We thank you for allowing us to share your forum and for give us an opportunity to just engage the public, on these matters and learn and exchange. We are indeed grateful. So good afternoon once again, and good afternoon. I cannot forget the members of the pavilion. Members of the pavilion, good afternoon to you. Those of you who call and furnish us with your expertise, with your opinions. And as we say, this is the third empire, and we see things in a particular way. It's not about agreement, but we want to encourage all listeners to speak up. Go over your reasoning in your mind and call and share it with us. It's not a right and wrong. We don't make the call, and you don't have to agree with the umpire. The umpire's decision carries weight. But you don't have to agree with the umpire. Many batsmen leave the pitch, bowlers, and don't agree with the umpire. And that is too is okay. Life goes on. So good afternoon, everyone, and I hope that you do. We have a packed show today. The other umpires on their way. Today being the first day of school as well. The traffic situation is a little different. So I will be joined by the other umpires shortly. So what a weekend. What a weekend. That's how I want to start. Many things happened this weekend, yet it was all precipitated by one thing. Many things happened this weekend, but they all basically stemmed from one thing. And we are talking about the international event that saw the extradition, quote unquote, extradition. Some say it's a kidnapping. Some say it's a capture, seizure of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. I can't say ex-president. And even that whole thing about him being the president or the sitting president, that has a lot of controversy in it. I've watched the news. I witnessed Ms. Delcy Rodriguez being sworn in, interim, but there was no election. There was a flight to New York, but there was no election. And then we have to remember Ms. Machado and the groups that she supported, who coincidentally never took power. So there's a lot to unpack in that event. The wee hours of the morning, while some of us were sleeping, some of us were out, some of us were praying, some of us were partying. Life was going on when the American government, on the command of the president, who gave instructions, Mr. Trump gave instructions for the troops to proceed, the Delta Force to proceed with their extraction. And the rest is history. I don't need to bore you. It's all over the TV. It is still on the TV. If you click on BBC and CNN now, you will still see it on the TV. It will be on the TV for a while. What is left to be seen is what happens as the dust settles. There have been mixed views. Well, apart from that, let me deal with other issues. We want to send condolences to the family of the late Mr. Eddie Hart, who passed. You know, a PNM stalwart in his own right. Again, he contributed. Many of you know the Eddie Hart grounds up there in Tunapuna. And Mr. Hart contributed. Stalwart in the People's National Movement, and we want to give recognition to his contribution to the country. We have a lot of talkers here. Few people do. He did. The rest is history. And to his family and relatives and people who knew him within the fraternity, within the political fraternity, please accept our condolences, and we pay honor to him and his legacy. I guess we'll hear more about that. It's the time the news is filled with other issues, but we must pay homage to Mr. Hart. We have had other types of news stemming from the reaction of what some has dubbed an invasion, the American invasion, the Monroe Doctrine. A lot of things are flying in the air. A lot of loaded ideologies, a lot of loaded comments, deep comments, you know. I know some of us may feel it's a cartoon, but there's a lot of issues and sub-issues to be treated with in this event. I was watching the UN Security Council convened, so they're in session now, and I will monitor what that discussion has unearthed, led by Colombia, with support from guess who? China and Russia. Okay. Strange. Sometimes these events make strange bedfellows, and then maybe it's not so strange. So China and Russia has joined the call to cause the UN Security Council to assemble. So they are having their own discussion. I am not too sure about the efficacy or effectiveness of those discussions, but we like discussions to dress up in suit and tie. It will happen. We will see what happens. We will see. There's precedent that suggests that that could be a hot air meeting. There's precedent to suggest it might be otherwise. All of this is left to be seen. Then we have CARICOM. CARICOM in its own right has found itself again at the periphery, not at the center of this issue. I saw they issued a statement. We will get into it as the evening progressed. And the ex-St. Vincent Prime Minister asks, can Maduro get a fair trial in the US? Well, that is left to be seen. I am not too sure what the suggestions are. Well, I am, but I can't speak for the ex-prime minister, and that is obviously Ralph Gonzalez, who is a very good friend of Maduro, of course. So there are all types of spins and sub-issues, sub-themes, plots, counter-plots concerning this U.S. invasion slash extraction slash kidnapping slash seizure. But the gentleman has been arraigned and indicted. We've seen pictures of that in New York. Not too sure if he ever been to New York before, but he got a trip this time, he and his wife. That will tell us something. But also there are internal issues to be sorted out in Venezuela. We heard certain issues, key issues, come to the surface about Venezuelan oil, minerals, wealth, economy, products. We've heard discussions about the people. We heard the discussions about regime change. We've heard notions of we will run Venezuela. So there are a lot of things flying about. Be careful, something hit you. Be very careful. There are a lot of issues flying about. Don't get caught on the wrong side. Stay on the right side. So we have to decide, we have to dissect this thing strategically. We can't go too fast. We can't go too deep too fast. There's so much on this issue. There's so much on this issue. And I will avoid asking what I will consider some silly questions, because it will get us to nowhere. There are things to which there are no answers, and there are other things to which the answers are obvious. For me, what is important is what happens next. What happens next? And there is precedent for what happened over the weekend in Panama. So this is not the first time we've seen that. Then we're hearing about the Monroe Doctrine. Then we're hearing about this is our hemisphere. This is our hemisphere. I wonder where the Zone of Peace people, where the Zone of Peace believers, where those members of that congregation. This is our hemisphere. We've had discussions before this about sovereignty and the notion about sovereignty. There are all sorts of themes and sub-themes and plays and counter-plays and moves. I saw what looked like to be a local protest. You know, Trinis don't get leave out. We don't get leave out. So we protested, and that is their right. You know, I am not too sure to what end either. But to each his own. To each his own. So this afternoon I want to start off with a particular question. This afternoon I want to start off with a particular question that will set the tone for the discussion going forward. That will set the tone for the discussion going forward. And admittedly, we must all and we can all appreciate that this is a very complex issue. This is a very complex issue. But we will tie a string from where we left off in our former discussions, just for some flow. Just for some flow. We will tie a string because we on the Third Empire, we've been following these events. We've been following it as far as we were tracking the movements, and we had internal discourse between CARICOM and our own PM, and our own PM has said some more now, which maybe, and then there are some things about Caribbean prime ministers or politicians being involved in some nefarious activities. The allegation has been made, I think, in the indictment documents. Names may have been named. Those names haven't been made public. However, we keep finding out. And one thing we're finding out is that what we witnessed on the weekend was just one strategic move in a very long and well planned, executed, and I don't want to say discussed. Discussed is not the word. But it was theorized very long ago. Very long ago. The American government and security forces came up with their motives, they came up with their methods, they came up with their theories, they came up with their plans a long time ago. It is evident, even from the indictment documents, that this did not start yesterday. It is not a hothead move. And as rash as some of us may think that gentleman in North America is, this is not and was not and has not been a rash decision. Things were put in place, and things were being put in place a long time coming. A very long time coming. And it also is evident that it is only part of a series of other actions to come. Of other actions to come. Now, given what has happened, the die has been cast. The die has been cast for all you fence sitters, for all you apologists. The die has been cast. Where do we stand as a country as of Saturday? I listened to the political scientist, Dr. Iwer, and she was calling for very tempered, very moderate discussion, very low-key and inconspicuous statements that will not really trigger much more international, wouldn't stir the pot too much. As a country, as a citizen, where do you think we stand as a nation, as Trinidad and Tobago, given what has happened weekend? If you were in charge, what would you do? Call me 342-008-146-653991. If you were in charge, what would be your next move? Good afternoon, Cole.
Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Relax. Good afternoon to the whole team, Mr. Matheson, Ms. Sandyford. Listening to you throughout, so you're asking if we were in charge in terms of being Mr. Maduro or part
No,
of the
sir.
team?
If you were leading this country, if you had the power to lead this country now, you were in the chair, what would be your approach now?
Well, in total honesty, thanks for clarifying for me. In absolute honesty, I I mightn't even be able to spell the word Venezuela at this point. And I say that in jest, but I think we having talks about, and I'm not directing this to you, I'm just speaking in general. I think we're speaking about Venezuela and America since like last year, October,
Yes.
early November. What have those conversations done for the economy and society of Trinidad and Tobago? No, I just saying it in general, you know. So even when I listen to you just up to date, you know, sometimes I like to use school and the classroom environment to rationalize quite a few concepts in society. So if I am Trinidad and Tobago and it have another person in class named Venezuela, it have another person in class named America, I focusing on them, but their report book, but my report book not doing good. That ain't making sense at all to me. So that my answer, but to give you a little more answer just to support right now, if I wouldn't be in this situation where I'm focusing on Venezuela still, but if I had to jump in the situation right now, what would I do? Automatically, I mean, the sentiments the Honorable Prime Minister would have expressed, she would have said, you know, Trinidad have no involvement in that. And I'm not trying to ride her comments, but you know, I feel the same way. We living in Trinidad, we have some issues to tighten up on. They have taken some good measures thus far, but we need to focus on how we could develop our economy, what other sectors outside of oil and gas, because we know for the longest while the price of oil and gas has been dropping. We have been talking about diversifying the economy into tourism, agriculture. I mean, I will continue to say I feel I have limited knowledge, but I feel is a sector that we could look at if only just to boost our personal production so we could sustain ourselves despite what go on in other countries and our labor market. We need to do a serious assessment on companies in terms of hiring practices, treatment of employees, management of employees, etc. That's what I would do. So thanks for the time to contribute. I continue to listen and keep up the good work.
Thank you, caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rolex, and to your listeners. Mr. Rolex, if I was running this country, I would encourage every prime minister and every president all over the globe to take a page, out of Donald Trump book. So if you have anything in your country that came from the United States, I would have blamed Donald Trump for it and see if you could get whatever forces to go and extract him and bring him to your country to face the allegations that you make against him. That is what I would have done. So everybody have to check in the country if they have any illegal firearms that came from the United States, any drugs that came from the United States. I blame Donald Trump for it and make all kind of allegations with no proof and encourage people to do the same act. Because do so don't like so, you know. Do so don't like so. And I really waiting to see how this will think when the dust really settles, you know. Because you just recently pardoned a man who was convicted of bringing over 400 tons of drugs into America, but not one shred of evidence, not like a voice recording or something on tape to show that Maduro is actually involved in what is going on in whatever drug trafficking thing. But we just have to accept the words out of the mouth of people who have proven to be liars over and over and over again. The last time he was in office, and they do the I forget the lie check or something. The number was so outrageous, the amount of times that he lied. But do so like so. I wait to see how the cookie crumbles, Mr. Wallace. But I look on and listening.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. You are in charge now. What will be your move? Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon and happy New Year to you.
Same to you, sir. Many happy returns, yes.
Thank you. What I will have done, I will have sit down with that 12 man in the pavilion and watch the proceedings from the stands. Because we we just have to let that this situation come to whatever final conclusion, because I do not know how we end up in this thing. I believe Maduro didn't have the quality, well, at least the qualifications to hold that kind of position of president of Venezuela. What I'm saying, he apparently he cannot negotiate, and that is one of the key things as a politician. It must be one of the key skills you must have as a politician. He must be able to negotiate. And remember how much time they gave him, and he just chose to not to take a position and maybe leave quietly, or demit office quietly. So we have all this situation. Apparently, Dulce Rodriguez, apparently, she being a lawyer, I think it is, she may have more skills as far as politics is concerned. And then she came from a political family, unlike Maduro, who was a trade unionist and then became a politician, and a Chavez right-hand man. Dulce Rodriguez's father was a Venezuelan politician who was assassinated in I think 1976. So she had good political stock. Right? So we may see a different brand, although from more or less the same cloth, but a different brand of governance in Venezuela under the stewardship of the oversight of the President of America, Mr. Trump. So we have to look into these things and look into people assuming leadership qualities who do not have this skill set for that kind of position. Well, the world is not 1956 and 1957 again. You have to have competent people. You have to have competence, a level of competency. You have to bring value added in political leadership. No, it's like long time. So that is how it is, and the thing is, I am not seeing no groundswell of support from the international stage for Maduro. I don't know if it's happening, but I have witnessed it. Right? And on top of that, now I ain't hearing from CARICOM, right? Or CARICOM has more or less been silent as far as the proceedings are concerned. So this is a kind of situation, but I had witnessed some so when Butch and Aristide went, they took him overnight too, from his pajama suit from his home in Haiti. I've seen where Panama strongman General Noriega, I've seen his demise, right? But somehow Maduro seems to be a more complex activity, than those two. So we just have to, as I say, I will take my towel and be sitting in the pavilion as the 12th man and watching the proceedings. Right? So I hope you had a very good Christmas. I hope the other umpires, right, had a very good Christmas. And maybe I may jump in back later. So thank you.
Yes.
And I hope that the program, because there's I realize from today there's a proliferation of talk shows now from today. And I hope that this show, and I will do my best and my utmost to ensure that this show, right, reaches a level, of competence and everything beyond the competitors.
Yes.
Right. So thank you, and maybe I may jump in later.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, the caller did mention CARICOM, and the CARICOM put out a statement on Saturday. The Bureau of the Conference on the Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community convened on Saturday the 3rd following the U.S. military action in Venezuela. The CARICOM community is firmly committed to the fundamental principles of international law and multilateralism enshrined in the UN Charter, including sovereignty and territorial integrity of states and respect for human dignity. The region reiterates its call for peaceful dialogue through diplomatic channels to ensure Venezuela's stability, good governance, democracy, and prosperity for the people of Venezuela. CARICOM remains ready to support all such efforts in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. The Bureau of the Heads of Government assures that every effort is being taken to ensure the safety and security of the citizens of the region. The Bureau will continue to monitor the multifaceted impact of this evolving situation and the implications for economic activity within the Caribbean community, particularly air travel. Now, you have to unravel what I just read there, because much of it makes no sense to me, unapologetically. But we will get to that. 342-008-1466-5391. You in charge. You running the place. Forget Ms. Pusat Bisessa right now. You in charge. You call in here. You in charge. Tell me, what is your next step? What is your next step as leader of this country? What is your mind, where your mind is at this point in time? Somebody say he in the pavilion, he out of that. The first caller before seemed to say that it is really not his business. I totally disagree with that view. We have enough examples to know that your neighbor's business must be your business sometime, especially in this case. We will get to that. But you call me and give me your opinion. 342-008-1466-5391. What will you do? What would you have done at this stage? You the head of Trinidad and Tobago, you're the leader, you're the prime minister, and this happened on Saturday. Where your mind is at? How do you think we navigate the next few days, weeks, and months in terms of what has been happening or what happened on the weekend? How would you see it? How do you navigate? Good afternoon, Cole.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, Mr. Relax. Well, very brief. Well, first and foremost, you're correct. You're correct, and I mean, I didn't mean it in terms of we don't pay attention to Venezuela or any other Caribbean neighbor at all, because we all under CARICOM. So yes, we keep our eye out. But what I would do right now, I think well, I know the lady from Venezuela said that the drug and gas deal off or whatnot, but simply put, send an email to them, I guess, because I guess I don't think we totally cut ties or communication with Venezuela. So just send her an email in good faith, saying sincerely, hope all is well, wish you the best, and wish you the best as a Caribbean partner, right? Probably send an email to America because we have ties with them, but that might not be too necessary to send one to America. I mean, I think I know you said not to focus on the Honorable Prime Minister, but I think she handled it pretty okay. Neutral, made a statement saying that, hey, we're not involved in it. The only other tad I would have had if it was me, to say, we wish peace and resolution amongst the both countries and positivity. And one more thing I was thinking I'll do that, and I guess, just I can't remember the second thing, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, no problem, caller.
Yeah, man.
Number to call is 342-008-1466-5391. You are in charge of the country. You are running the country. Mrs. Pusat Bisessa, she didn't win the election. You won. What is your next move? Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Sarah. A real quick question. I mean, is action still holding more value than words in today's society? Because to just say that you're not involved, right? But you siding and joining with people echoing the same sentiments as a lawyer, forget being a prime minister, as a senior counsel lawyer, right? Saying and supporting certain things without there being a shred of evidence to support it. Like words have more value than actions, yes? I don't know how some people wrapping their head around that and accepting it. Of course we involved. Of course we are involved. It's the same reason why we discourage children from egging on fights in school, from egging on certain activity. So it's okay for the leaders to do it. But we must come down on the children. Right? Of course we are involved. There is no shying away from that. We didn't take the position as if he is guilty, then let the law serve its purpose. So many people already lost their lives at sea without being tried in a court of law. We have to be ridiculous, not involved. I love Don, brother.
Thank you, caller. The number to call is 342-0081-466-5391. What is your next step? Okay, I'm not having any reference to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister. And she made her step, but she not in charge for all intents and purposes of this discussion. You are in charge. What will you do? What do you think will be a sensible way forward for you as leader of this nation? Call me and tell me what you think you would do. And it is easy to see things from the outside. Huh? You know, when you were younger, they tell you who in the kitchen is feel the heat. So we say things as viewers and as members of the public, and we have a lot of views, but responsibility is a different thing. So I want to make you responsible for purposes of just this banter between us. You are responsible. You are in charge of Trinidad and Tobago. What is your next move? What is your next move? Call us on the Third Empire 342-0081-466-5391. Call me and tell me what is your next move. I do not want to hear what is the Ms. Basad Bisessa's next move. That is not my discussion. My discussion is what is your next move. What do you think? You have a brain. You know. Remember, a lot of us know in Trinidad, everybody know what you should have do, what you should do. Boy, I'd have handled this. Boy, if I was you, I would have do this. Well, you're it. Tag you're it. You're it today. Call me and tell me what you will do. 342-0081-466-5391. Call me and tell me what would you do. You've seen the footage of the extraction / seizure / kidnapping / whatever you want to call it. You saw it. Call me and tell me what you would do. Good afternoon, caller.
Me? Are you hearing me? My phone giving a little trouble. If you're not hearing me, I'll cut off.
I'm hearing you, caller. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah. As the Prime Minister, I was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I would just try to listen and see what's going on. And after the case going on and all that kind of thing, then I think I might make a decision. But for now, I think it's best that it's left as it is.
Okay. Thanks, caller. Let me see. Dr. Wakanda or texter says, my next move, I would eat a food. Tax the people more and give more tickets. As long as we have Carib and Stag and Beer, Carnival and Wine, we good in Trinidad. That is his next move. Okay, Dr. Wakanda, I hear you. I hear you. If I was a PM, the Prime Minister, this is one texter saying, I will follow the course of continuing to support the USA. You know, he's not into he or she's not into the whole CARICOM thing. So yes, callers, I can read your text. You can text those numbers as well. As I have them, I will read them once I see them. So we're coming up to our first drinks break. So you have a lot of time to think. Tell me what you would do. We're going to move the discussion to a different dimension when we come back. But I still want to hear from the rest of you, all of those who, all the political scientists out there, the pub scientists, the armchair specialists, the gurus, the pundits. I want to hear, what would you do? What would you do? Don't tell me what the Prime Minister should do. Tell me what you would do in this situation. Because as I said, this situation is very volatile. It's very complex and compact. And sometimes I'm annoyed by our ignorance in putting across views that are based on some wonderland and not in reality. And maybe it is because we see it external to us. So this afternoon, I want you to be in charge. Let's say you are in charge. And I respect your view. Tell me you are in charge. If I were leading this country, I will. And tell me and give me your reasons and expatiate and inform us, you know, because there's wisdom in the pavilion, you know. Maybe we can learn something, we can teach each other something about how we see things. But generally, it's easy to see things different from outside. Watching cricket and playing cricket is two different things. And watching from the pavilion of life and being on the field, you know, if I was that fella, I would have do that. If I was he, I'd have leave she. If I was she, I'd have leave he. If I was she, I'd have never be with he. We say things like these because it's maybe not us. So I want to make this discussion personal. We're not going any very, very, very airy-fairy discussion. Tell me what you would do in this situation. We're going to a drinks break and we'll be back. And when we'll be back, we'll dive deeper into this thing. We will take this Venezuela issue very slow. Despacito. That's the word. We will take it slow after the break.
You've got bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
You are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on Friday evenings from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the street 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective, and you will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, "He has shown you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justly, to love, have mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank would be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or 610-4673.
Nature's Touch Massage Therapy and Nutrition and Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan invites you to join us live on the street 919 FM every second and fourth Friday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp the numbers 398-8282 or our office numbers 241-7568 and 310-8671. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our responsibility.
To 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the true ball, 135 to over. Please play responsibly.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake roti and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion Brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
Building dreams, delivering excellence. That's McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Since 2008, McClatchy Construction has grown into one of Trinidad and Tobago's most trusted names in construction. From residential homes to large-scale commercial and industrial projects, we bring integrity, innovation, and professionalism to every endeavor. Our services include general contracting, design and build, construction management, restorations, renovations, structural steelworks, infrastructure development, home construction, and equipment rental. Whatever your vision, we have the expertise to bring it to life. With over 17 years of proven experience and a portfolio of landmark projects, more than 70% of our work comes from repeat clients, a true testament to our quality and reliability. For trusted construction solutions, contact McClatchy Construction Company Limited at 221-5405 or 222-5897 or via email. admin@mcclatchyconstruction.com. McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Building strong foundations for a better tomorrow.
Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. The grand opening of the world's #1 Calypso tent, Kaiso Showcase 2026. Friday, 23rd January, 8 p.m., Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Be prepared for a night of Calypso in all its forms. Social, political commentary, humor, pan, chutney, and suggestive sounds. Featuring performances by Queen Victoria, Lady Adana, Pharaoh, Mr. Shaq, Daddy Chinese, Eunice Peters, Calissa Charles Mapp, Alicia Richards, Il Drago, Mr. Mac, Nicholas Lucas, Rivaldo London, Lady Torlish, Carice Pascal, D. Juba, Roxy Singh, Queen Voice, Brother Ramkey, Cassie, Miss Ross, Empress, Medic, Greg, Mr. Lee, Fire Ring. Guest performances by Dev, Durango, Prio, and Raw Tour. Your MC, Damian Melville. Music by Razor Sharp, Chorus, Kaiso Flames. Tickets, advance $200. At the door, $250. Available at Roast and Toast, Sapella Street, San Fernando. Athletes by the Park, Tugo South Central Office, Mezzanine Floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. See you there.
What are you doing? Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood and we vein. We need KFC again and again. Time to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look they touch down now. KFC, time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, Carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, thicker, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival with the baddest bucket. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking. It's a Crunchnival with KFC. Chicken, joy, carnival, and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in in Tunapuna for the program Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the street, 919 FM.
Join the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John
every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
live on the street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, goji, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health performance and disease. Join him as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079 or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com. Remember,
every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
live on the street 919 FM.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion, pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets, preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we're back. And we're joined by Dr. Sandiford. I knew your guys waiting to call in now, eh? Well, I wasn't calling in all the time. But Samoya is here. Samoya, good afternoon.
And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. What a way to start the year, Ronaldo.
Yes.
You think hot too bad.
Wars and rumors of wars.
Yeah, nah. I heard you asking a nice question on the way. I don't know if you're finished with that segment, but you
No,
were
I'm
asking.
still with it a bit.
You're still going.
Yes.
What would we do if we were in the place of the Prime Minister?
Yes.
Now, I remember, I'm not sure which one of us was saying it, but when she initially came out with all of this, a point was raised that does she have a choice? And we heard Donald Trump himself say that about the whoever is supposed to come in to replace Maduro, that they basically don't have a choice but to cooperate with the U.S. So, you know, in this circumstance, for me, what I would do, I don't think silence at this point is the answer. The nation has to be addressed at some measure, including briefing Sobers about what's happening, because he seemed a bit unsure today now. You know, he was a little he needed some support. But that address has to be forthcoming. And, I mean, don't back down now. You're talking big all the time, you know? I'm just saying, the fire had to continue.
Bonky know what she's
You know, right about now, I think it's a bit late for allegiance with CARICOM. Because nobody don't want to hear that. Just saying, that's my point. Oh boy, Shelly life.
You do back donkey in horse race, eh? That is all I have to say with that. So call us on 3420081. You've heard the doctor. 4665391 and tell me, what would you do as leader? You are the leader, eh? Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robertson. You know, good afternoon to Miss Sandy Ford. Happy you're here. I didn't get the chance to give you a genuine compliment a couple of weeks ago. But no, honestly, we know we need more professional women as like a figure for young women to look up to now. So keep doing the good work and keep being professional. You know, I mean, yes, as people, every now and then you make jokes and stuff, and that's totally cool. But you know, keep up a little professionalism. So
thank you,
thumbs up.
brother.
Yeah, and I was also very happy to hear the feedback you would have given that, you know, reminding us. A question was asked: does the Prime Minister have a choice in if America says to do this or that? I think it was more connected to when the U.S. wanted to do some logistics in the airport.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and around that time, people were wondering, like, well, you know, the U.S. Army wanted to do some logistics in the airport. And people was like, well, what type of logistics is that? I think the question arose around that time, does the Prime Minister have a choice? And I was happy to hear that because, I mean, that could extend to the totality of our economy and choices that we have been made or not made, and not during this current regime, you know, going backwards because... You know, so, but another point I was thinking now, if I had to choose, I mean, I wouldn't choose, I would be neutral. So I would wish that the both countries could come to a peaceful resolution, right? But, you know, realistically, America has had a lot of disagreements with a couple other countries on the world market. So, if I was forced to choose, I would say, you know, let me see how we could build regionally. You know, we are a Caribbean region. We could eventually unify as as like a CARICOM region. And, you know, we could, you know, more negotiate or do business with a stronger stance in that sense. But, you know, me personally, my approach is not so much like strategy. So I would just hope they could sort it out, and I would more focus on building Trinidad and Tobago economy and society. Right, so I continue to listen to you all and keep up the good work.
Thank you, caller. The number to call is 342-008-1466-5391. Who in the kitchen feel the heat?
Absolutely.
You are man of the house. Tell me what you will do. Not mouse. You are man of the house. You all men say you like to put on your foot. Read the right act. Well, now it's time to read.
You're not man.
And I would want to know, when you call in today, what would you do? What will you do? Don't tell me to tell the Prime Minister to do anything. Right?
Yeah, what would you do? Yeah.
What would you do? Tell me, what would you do as leader of this country in this particular scenario?
Wow.
Again, the number to call is 342-0081-4665391. There has been a lot said.
Absolutely.
And a lot shared. There's been a lot said and a lot shared. And many of us may not appreciate how complex these particular situations are.
That's right.
Because we're not in it. So it's really easy to pontificate. Good.
Correct.
About who should Trinidadians, we good at that.
Correct.
We good at that. When you ever see them with the police?
Yeah, man.
The police should have gone wrong so, and then he could have just take the gun, and he didn't have to point it so, and then he didn't have to do so. He could have put it on his side.
Everybody
and
know,
everybody,
man.
yeah, everybody's a police.
Everybody know.
Everybody's a police.
Now the badness really started, Ronaldo.
Correct.
We are understanding how serious this matter is. And yes, to me, she would have made some little missteps along the way. But what do you really do in a situation like that? There's nobody to advise you.
Correct. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a first-time listener.
Yes.
If I were the Prime Minister, I would look at the answers to questions or the subjects that were presented. The reason what was given for the Americans wanting to be in Venezuela, the actual first reason that was given. And was there enough facts to prove that that is the reason? Because we haven't heard, we as the Prime Minister, and we don't know as people, because we as the Prime Minister, have we had correct information?
Yes.
As reasoning behind the initial being in Venezuela. And if it was that I'm not getting satisfactory information, or I'm getting satisfactory information, but I cannot, for some reason, relay this to the public. And I want to think that's probably, if I'm not able to relay that to the public, then I'm in a bind. You know, it's like I don't have a way to follow up because it's getting out of hand, it's getting from one thing to the next and the next, and she's just, hands are tied, it seems. That's me as the Prime Minister, but it starts from the beginning. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well said, caller. Well said. I appreciate your delivery. She didn't complicate the matter.
Yeah.
She delivered.
Yeah.
And she delivered from what she would do. You know,
Correct.
and this is what I want callers to call in and tell me. Don't tell me what the Prime Minister should do. All right? A lot of us like to direct the traffic.
That's right.
Pass wrong so.
That's right.
Are you stupid here? We ain't go through so and come wrong so. We like to do that. We traffic wardens. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Rolox and Ms. Simona.
Good
I
afternoon.
want to wish you a happy New Year and
Thank you.
peaceful one also. As Prime Minister, if I were in that shoes, I would probably think in terms of, because I don't know what is happening in Venezuela. I don't have all the information. And therefore, in terms of national security, I would want to have a better coordination in terms of the defense force, the police, and whatnot, to ensure that security, national security is being maintained. I would try to monitor what is happening in Venezuela again, because again, we don't know whether the situation is stable, what is actually happening, so we monitor that. And keep the population informed, right, when necessary with respect to developments in Venezuela and actually what is happening here. And also let them know what the next step will be. I need to, keep them abreast of what plans I have with respect to not just the national security, but again, the normal business, the routine business of governance. They ought to be, rest assured, we need to keep them calm and keep them, in that. Basically, that's it. And I wouldn't try to get myself involved in what, that is between Venezuela and America. They have to, and in fact, they are saying that they have the situation under control. But again, one needs to know that there's no instability there. And as I said before, I don't want to repeat myself too much. You need to monitor that. The thing with CARICOM, well, CARICOM, as far as I'm concerned, is in total disarray. They don't know, because the fact remains is that, and when people were saying that one shouldn't get involved and one should remain neutral, and I learned from your program that, the question is either you for this side or that side. There's no neutrality with respect to when you talk about international relations, international politics and that kind of thing. Either you're here or there. And your sentiments, again, I think is a learning experience for me. I listened to Sky Television over the weekend, I think Sunday morning about 4:30. And the discussion was on, and what they were saying is that Keir Starmer, they say he's the whisperer. And the fact remains is that he ought to keep himself quiet, keep having nothing to, because again, he has to manage Trump. And the question when we spoke sometime last year with respect to, the unprecedented, that scenario, that situation with Venezuela and America, and our perceived leading towards, is unprecedented, and therefore you need to manage that and don't get Trump upset. That was the word that was used by the panelists and those people who are talking about, those from the ministry, the conservative government, and those opposition, and those from the government. They were saying that, and Starmer had to exercise skill and good judgment. So when people were saying that, I'm stepping away from just me, she should have said this and say that. Trump is on the rampage. Everybody knows that. And where you want this, what you want this, and again, I listened this morning, again, that is why people, you can't just listen to those radio stations and television stations and those so-called experts in Trinidad, You have to widen the horizon, you have to look internationally. I listened to Radio Voice of Barbados, and I heard the moderator was saying that, what he said is that, what happened to, all is good to talk, as you were saying just now there, talk, but when it comes to doing, what next? They're only talking, but what could we do? What CARICOM could do? And he drew reference to the fact that Dominica and Bronx in Antigua, they decided to take refugees with the State Department from America, from third countries. The fact remains is that you have no power, you're powerless. And the fact, and everybody knows that if you disagree with Trump, he hits you, whatever he wants. Canada couldn't withstand. Sheinbaum in Mexico. Those in Europe, CARICOM is powerless. People have to understand that you have no power here. The reality is here, but most people won't tell you that, and some people still lost in this kind of myth, that kind of, illusion that, hey, listen, we in CARICOM, we little small states here, with importing 85% of our imports, markets in case of Trinidad, in the earth, we have power. You have no power. Trump don't talk about Greenland. He spoke about those people, Colombia and Brazil and all those countries, threatening them to do what? You could take tariff in Trinidad here. You could take a 15% tariff on taxes here. You could take sanction here. You could impose by America. People behave all themselves. All this too. I don't understand. Don't let people mislead all here. The fact remains that you have to be able to maneuver. You have to be able to play the game, manage the situation. You don't have any power. That's it. You're powerless. They go inside Venezuela and take out a man and go on with him. This lady did not, probably I don't know what is the relationship and what she did and what she didn't do. But we spoke some time ago about this SOFA agreement. And I told people, you signed, and Rubio said it, you listen carefully what people saying. He said, don't play a game with Trump. Don't play it. And that Maduro had his chances, and but don't play games. So if you have an agreement, a SOFA agreement that you signed since 2007, when you signed it in 2013 and 2024, right? You going and tell him, listen, I ain't cooperating again, with you, What would be our fate? And everybody recognize that you don't recognize, you carry your head hard. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. I don't want to go too further with this thing.
Thank you, caller.
Is this what the Prime Minister was hinting at when she was cautioning us as a nation to behave ourselves? I just thought about that while he was making that statement.
Let me take this next call. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to explain something to that last caller. There is a body called the United Nations, and that body has set up where all of the nations of the world have a seat there. And they all subscribe to a basic tenet called sovereignty. It means that no matter how big you are, or how bad you are, or no matter how small you are, you have the same rights around that table in the United Nations. Sovereign rights. That place is yours. No one can enter or tell you what to do, save and except you agree to do it. Mr. Trump has decided away with sovereignty. He will do whatever he chooses to do. Our Prime Minister has made it very clear that she was in fear of Trinidadians losing their visa to go to America, so she decided to kowtow and do whatever Donald Trump wanted. That is why we got a raider in Tobago. And that raider in Tobago is another mess that I will deal with later. But the point I want to make to you here, if you have to be leader of a nation and you have to cover, then you shouldn't lead. If you have to be leader of a nation and you have to fear death, then you shouldn't lead, because that is part of your vocational hazard as a leader. And leaders must have principle. They must die for it, for the principle that you stand for. Don't make this nation a slave state. So whatever Trump wants in the morning, he could do it then. Anything he wants in the morning, he could do it. If he wants to come in the middle of Independence Square and set up a UF barracks right, he could do it then. Whatever he wants, he could do. It should not be that way. Leaders must have steel in their back, and they must know what is right, and they must tell the nation this is right, and we are standing for what is right. Every other small nation in CARICOM, save and except Trinidad and Tobago, which was the one that gave birth to CARICOM with the Treaty of Chagaramas, and have always been there. We have always advised CARICOM on matters all of the time. People came from all of the islands up north to drink from the cup of Eric Williams right here in Port of Spain. What have we become now? What have we become now? So they ask us what the Prime Minister should have done. The Prime Minister should have hugged and hold fast to the position that we want the Caribbean to remain a zone of peace. Mr. Trump, you have a problem with Mr. Maduro. We would work with you and CELAC as brokers to ensure that we could settle this matter peacefully. Because what has happened now, we have been identified by Venezuela. Bombs fell in Venezuela, and we do not know yet how many of those Venezuelans were killed by those bombs. The Cuban president has said 30 of his people, maybe they were soldiers, were killed in the incursion. I would find it hard to believe that not one Venezuelan died. I don't have the figures yet. But if we allow part of our territory, whether it is the Raider in Tobago, whatever it is, to be complicit in the murder of Venezuelans who just going about their daily life, they just want to live, they're just going to work, coming back, taking care of the family, they just want to live, and you walking in the street of Caracas in the night, and next thing you know, some bomb come from somewhere and it destroy you. How would the relative of that individual feel? So at the end of the day, you cannot come into a country and murder people to extract one man and take him out. You say you're taking him for U.S. justice because of the fact that the U.S. will never put troops on the ground in Venezuela. It would be political suicide. If they did that, well, it would be a whole different kettle. It might be worse than Iraq. So I'm just saying to you, what the Prime Minister should have done, she should have held fast to the CARICOM theory, listened to what leaders in the past would have done. We know for sure Eric Williams and Michael Manley would have never done anything like this. We know that for sure. So she should have listened to that, and she should have acted in a manner such like that. I thank you for listening.
Thank you, caller. And we bring to the fore Senior Matheson has arrived. Good afternoon, Mr. Matheson.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you and all your callers. Good afternoon. I've been listening to I've been listening to you all for you in particular, for the last hour and so. And I know this is not your style so much because I know you have some information that you didn't want to make it too academic. But I think we've given the pavilion enough time to have their own discussion. And it's about time we start to talk.
Go ahead.
Right?
Aye, aye, aye.
So, we were interesting developments over the last few days, and in particular since September. And I say interesting because coming out of what the last caller said and what some of the callers hinted before, one of the things we must be true to ourselves. And while we were having a very third world discussion right now, the world in particular, is listening, and they are saying what they have to say also. And we saw that the UN have just suspended America under Article 5 from the United Nations, condemning Donald Trump's unilateral military action against Venezuela. Now, that is not in any way in a vacuum. The world knows exactly what is happening. And one of the things that I think the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, the question was asked a little while ago, what should the Prime Minister do at this time? The Prime Minister by herself is in a situation, we're in the middle of adjustness. Right? So I will excuse the Prime Minister for now. I want to say a couple of things. This was never about drugs. Right? 1% of the cocaine that enters the US, Venezuela might be responsible for. The fentanyl that they talk about, that comes from China. And that stems from years of China provides the chemicals or whatever to make it, and that stems from years of a different kind of war that was fought against China years ago, right? The opium wars and that kind of thing. Well, we'll get into that at some point in time. But I want to say this. This was not about drugs. And all them 100 and something people that died on the sea, right? Somebody must be asked at some point in time. I know it has been asked at the UN right now, but somebody must be asked at some point in time to account for that, right? So that was never about that. And I think all smart people knew that. It wasn't even so much about oil as we might be thinking. And this is not just my opinion. This is all the academics who are looking at this and thinking about this and talking about this. They will say the same thing, right? This was about the US dollar more than anything else, and the demise or the valuation or the less importance of it to the world of the US dollar. And the US would have said that even when Trump came in a couple of months ago, he said that he will not allow for people to trade outside of the US dollar. You know, he said that. I remember him. I remember looking at him saying that. This is about that. If Venezuela sits on the largest reserve in the world and has already started using other currency to exchange for the oil, that would have meant at the value. You see, how America lived since in the time when Nixon made his pronouncement with Saudi Arabia, to be able to use the US dollar as the world currency for oil. What America has been able to do is to use everybody else's money, use everybody else's thing, everybody else's oil and that kind of thing to build their own economy. What they are facing now with BRICS and all the other initiatives to change that phenomena is critical to the survival of America and the dollar.
Yeah, that's correct.
And they will do anything at this time to change that. So they'll call it anything. That's what they did with Noriega. That's what they did with Libya, with Gaddafi, right? Kill him like a dog. That's what they did with Iraq. That's what they do all over the world. And we must call it for what it is. Don't be afraid to say what it is. It is that, right? Any clown in a suit could tell you that is what it is about. So the question today, while I say it's a third world discussion, we must also understand what are the dynamics at play, right? Clearly, we're in a position where it is difficult. America is a superpower, right? China and Russia fights a different kind of war. You and I had a discussion over the weekend, and we know China is a very territorial entity. They're not expansionists. They're not imperialists. That kind of thing. So they fight all different. Yeah, and they see in this and they understand what's going on, right? And they know how they're going to deal with this already. They will deal with it at the heart of the U.S. currency in a time. They have already started move all the reserve, all the gold and that kind of thing. They've already started to do that. And they will do it in a way that whatever America does right now, it will still redound to confidence in the US dollar, and the countries that are holding it will start to move away. So I'm saying we are down to our last few seconds.
Yeah.
And we will
go for a short break.
And we'll come back and we'll have this discussion.
Yeah, the callers will it will be new to the callers that we have a break within this section.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be back. Stay with us on the Third Empire.
Road March energy? Check. Royal Castle flavor? Double check. Let's dive into the Royal Castle Road March song of the day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we head into the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
Baby, when you whine on me. Somebody just go on the telephone. I get wet. I'm looking all through the party. I hope I find you there. And when I hold on your body, I'm gonna say my name. Like this is respectfully. Don't get a party. Me and my baby, grooving and jamming, grooving and jamming. The music sweet, and we feeling sweet. I ain't ashamed to say. Every night and day, I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. I want to love you right, yeah. I want to wave, I want to wine, I want to party with you. When the rhythm pumping up, it's everybody jumping up. We sweating, we sweating. And when the sun is blazing, it's party like we crazy. We betting, all are we betting. Take a trip, dance a dance. Everybody saying something, but you talking the loudest every time. I'm coming back. I only want to fetch with you. I'm looking all through the party.
Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
So we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And when I was just, before we went on break, I was just saying that as umpires, we have different positions. And that's why we have a square leg umpire and we have umpires behind the stumps. We see things a little different. And at this point in time, I'm not even certain that we are seeing things differently. But sometimes we are calling it differently by different names. And you know what I saw from what happened in the last few days was simply a kidnapping. It was simply a kidnapping. It was simply an extortion of the people of Venezuela for some years. And while people will be rejoicing in Venezuela because, of course, what they will obviously get is something that makes sense, crumbs. But if you allow the Venezuelans to experience with their own wealth and their own sovereignty, the running of their country without sanctions and that kind of thing, without you trying to inhibit what belongs to them, then they will have no cause to experience what they experienced in the last 18 to 20 years. And that's my
I just have a question because I want Ronaldo, one of you, to answer this. So I hear your point about the whole economic situation. What about the dictatorial part of it, where he treated his citizenry bad? Many of them were locked up because they spoke out against him. How do you treat that situation?
Well, again, if you come into my home, right, and I am the leader of my home, you tie me up. You take away all my business. You take away everything. And then you tell me run. You tie my foot and my hand and you tell me run. I can't run. So the people who, my family, will obviously think that I'm not doing right in their eyes because they were accustomed to certain things or they're seeing certain things happen, but they can't benefit from it. And the problem is, when under Chavez, when you did what you did and Chavez said, listen, my country is in abject poverty, while the world, America, is making billions of dollars from the oil companies and that kind of thing that is operating here. I am going to nationalize this. And following that, you had crippling sanctions. What do I do? How do I survive? How do I keep my country surviving? How do I keep order in my country? I have to take certain actions, and that is what was happening in Venezuela, and that's what the people of Trinidad and Tobago, even ordinary Venezuelans, not understanding, to the point that they are now rejoicing for what is like a man in slavery and then he's suddenly freer. And you feel he's the best thing since sliced bread because he's freer.
I don't feel like getting that impression, but Ronaldo, clarify for me. I'm hearing Stephen point. I'm just trying to understand.
Well, where do we begin? Let me begin by the most obvious point.
Right.
Russia, America, and China are children of the same mother. Stephen is a Russian and a Chinese in principle. Exactly what America has done in Venezuela is what Russia has done in Ukraine.
That is not true.
He supports.
That is not true.
He supports Ukraine. He supports Russia. Listen.
I feel so, Stephen.
Listen. He's getting tied up with land, lock, and Bush has said something here. Hear me, Bush. Trump has said something here. He said, "This is our hemisphere." That's how he sees it. But we know it has dollars and cents behind it, right? Russia has said Ukraine is not sovereign.
Russia has said
Ukraine is not sovereign. Ukraine is not sovereign, and that is totally contrary to the facts.
Russia has said, if you are so close to us and you become NATO, it means you'll be bringing America on our doorstep, and we cannot.
But Trump says the same thing. Trump says, how can we allow China in our backyard and Russia?
What are them bullies, Stephen? They're doing they're vexed because they're doing the same
They're
thing.
doing the same, and this is such a paradox. Look at what is happening.
So how China coming at
Look what is happening. China, which is a communist state,
right?
is supporting Russia, another communist state, piloted by Colombia, the drug den, quote unquote, the manufacturers.
How you didn't
Good?
invade them? How you didn't invade them?
Listen, the manufacturers, the manufacturers, they went to the UN.
Yeah.
Which, if you understand the history of the UN, those are the people who the Security Councils most times meet and discuss. Russia for Ukraine and China for Taiwan. Those are the people who fundamentally do the same thing. It is the same imperialist ideology. But we cherry pick. We cherry pick. America is quite aware of China's involvement in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Quite aware. Not politically, but they buy the debt.
Yeah.
They buy debt and they invest. We cannot allow our enemies. Look, it's on the... Look, it's here. We
This
cannot...
is BBC World News, by the way.
Yes. We cannot allow our enemies. You can't turn Venezuela into an operating hub for Iran, Hezbollah, for gangs, for Cuban intelligence agents, and other malign actors to control that country. You cannot continue to have the largest energy reserves in the world, read it, under the control of the adversaries of the U.S. It's simple, that's the motive there. Whether we condemn the thinking, it is the thinking multiplied.
Yeah.
China says the same thing with Taiwan. China does not recognize Taiwan to be independent.
But Taiwan is one China, but the world say that, America and all say that. But listen, so why you wasn't telling us that all the time? Since September, and you're bombing all them boats.
But who does that? Who does that? There is a hypocrisy in it, but for me that is not the issue. You know what I'm saying that?
But you had the whole of Trinidad fighting against each other.
No, listen to me.
Drugs,
And listen to me. And you would appreciate in high security matters, information is minimal. You see what they said about Congress?
Yeah.
No, Congress vexed after the fact. They say not even Congress would know. Because if they tell Congress would want to have a discussion. And that is the surest way of it leaking. Everybody have a friend.
Yep.
Everybody have a friend.
So they keep that tight.
With high security matters. If you don't want it to flop,
But tell nobody.
tell no one. 1990, January the 3rd, America went into Panama. Trump is a man of history, eh? That's the other thing. Eh? No, we've always... I'm not a Trumpite by any measure. But we sometimes label him as a buffoon and some other things because we don't understand that we're dealing with somebody who operates on a different paradigm. He's not a politician. He did not go UE. He didn't go University of Michigan. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
He says deal or no deal.
No deal. Yeah, boy.
But he's not alone. And we cannot be hypocritical. Vladimir Putin says deal or no deal. That's what he said. Imagine he told a sovereign country, you can't join that group.
Yep.
You see that little group you have there?
Yep.
You can't join that group. You can have how much independence, you could sing God Bless Our Nation 50 times. You can't join that group. And you know what? Trump understood it because he understand that that too is a world power. So he
That's
went to
correct.
Zelensky and say, "You can't join the group." You know?
Yep. But he
I'm sorry.
ran Ukraine like a dog when they came for him to help. Because he know Russia is not playing that game.
And he was real. Good. NATO keep pumping money into Ukraine for them to fight more and die more. Good. NATO is not paying their legs where their mouth is.
Yeah.
They'll put the money, they'll send the money, send a little,
Some of them died, some French and
some, yeah,
British
some
I think
troops.
died, yeah.
They will not put, because they understand
Yeah.
the might and the power, and you're playing in Russia backyard. This is not
Yep.
Venezuela,
Yep.
where Russia had to send. This
Yep.
is the backyard where they could send a marble. They could throw a marble across the lines, and it's problems. These are the actions of world powers, and we
Yeah.
must see them together.
Yeah.
Don't see them
Yeah.
isolated.
Yeah.
Those America has precedent for going in countries. So this breaking of international law, I'm sorry for it, but it's not new. They're doing that at will. Good, but we meet to discuss what we want. Russia don't care what you discuss at the Security Council.
Yeah.
Russia annexed Crimea. Russia annexed Georgia. Not a man back. Not a man back. And you know what Russia say? How we going to allow you to join NATO? And NATO is anti-Russia. That's like opening the back door of the house and locking up the front door.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes no sense. This gentleman called Donald Trump is of the same conviction.
Yeah.
He, in his view, and we are not taking a moral view of it, because that will lead us down a different discussion, and there can be no right about that.
So this is why when I was listening to your program,
Yes.
I was thinking that we need to probably add a hint of the morality of the whole thing, because
Right.
and this is what I was trying to discuss, the morality of the whole thing, because I mean nobody's stupid. Well, you have some stupid people who believe everything they see.
Yeah.
Who just watch like Ronaldo, who just watch American news all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is, nobody is stupid. Everybody knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? And morally, right, and ethically, what was done was just wrong. But we understand the politics. We
Yeah.
understand the geopolitics.
Geopolitics.
We understand all the issue of Russia and China and all that kind of thing. But that will not slow down the demise of the hegemonic relationship or the hegemonic power of the U.S.
And the sad thing is there's nobody to stop Trump, because this man who was a president one day is in shackles and next day.
Trump's system will stop him. Somebody in 3 years again, Trump's own system will stop him and America.
Yeah. But 3 years is still too long to wait.
No,
This man is in shackles.
They will. Who? You mean? Well,
Maduro?
That I mean, sorry to say, but those are the spoils of the things that the bad things politicians do. But I mean,
I don't seem to understand the
Just-
charges though. Maybe one of y'all could explain it. I just don't. You bring this man in there to charge him with U.S. charges. I have no difficulty
anybody who
understand
using
that.
American dollars to transact any kind of business, if you do something in Trinidad and Tobago and you use American dollars to transact that, you commit a crime in America too.
Okay, but they're charging this man for drugs and all this.
No, well, remember, you see, those things have to do with more complex ideas of international political economy. So there's that.
Okay,
That's a
so
quite an
there's that.
academic discussion, right? And the connectivity of all economies of the world. And with that comes the connectivity of the laws.
Yeah.
And some laws supersede some, etc., etc. But if you follow those things, you'll end up in a conundrum of what I call impragmatism, because sometimes it's not pragmatic. You can't follow those
Yeah.
things. It really boils down to power.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you cannot enforce any law, so this zone of peace, that's why I laugh at that all the time. CARICOM's statement, if I highlight it here, CARICOM has talked about, no, that's Operation Just Cause. I X'd it out. CARICOM talking about we still maintain dialogue and wish for diplomatic discussions.
Not at this stage.
That horse died.
Not at this stage.
Again, all that's part of the moral high ground of what the people around looking on feel that they should do.
Yeah.
Right?
And we take that position.
Yeah.
But I tell people...
Trinidad and Tobago necessarily
not Trinidad,
yeah. Trinidad and Tobago take a different position.
Yeah.
They choose to support the side with the most power. But, I mean, there's a morality of the whole thing, and we had to understand how it works.
And for sometimes...
I will agree with you
Yeah.
and all the callers who say that, I mean, there was nothing we could have done right.
Yeah.
And there are sometimes where the bully, with the same illegal actions, have saved the life of many. And that's the dilemma we find ourselves.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is control the bully. We want him when we want him, and we don't want him when we don't want him. But the bully doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You understand?
That is so true.
You can't morally use the bully. Because
Yep.
that time, what did he do? Was it New Year's Day or Christmas morning? Where he bombed...
Nigeria.
Yeah.
He defended the Christians there, but over on this side.
And I don't know if he's any Christian, but he would have appeased a group.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
And people would have clapped. Good? But the problem is when he didn't appease you. When he did something and you bought, well, how you could do that? And he
Yeah.
said, well, I've been doing
Still
this.
a bully.
I've been doing this. So world powers are governed by different rules. And morality is not one.
Absolutely.
China is surely not a morality king. China say we run here. If you don't like it, then we could fight it out. And people will shudder and think twice. So we're coming up to a break, and we will get into the last hour. We'll get into a little deeper discussion about the Prime Minister and her role.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Play away, break away, play away. 1, 2, 3, go. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. It's bacchanal in the play away, break away. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger play away prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize than the money nice in the play away, break away. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away, break away. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake roti and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. The grand opening of the world's #1 Calypso tent, Kaiso Showcase 2026. Friday, 23rd January, 8 p.m., Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Be prepared for a night of Calypso in all its forms. Social, political commentary, humor, pan, chutney, and suggestive sounds. Featuring performances by Queen Victoria, Lady Adana, Pharaoh, Mr. Shaq, Daddy Chinese, Eunice Peters, Calissa Charles Mapp, Alicia Richards, El Drago, Mr. Mac, Nicholas Lucas, Rivaldo London, Lady Tornish, Carice Pascal, D. Juba, Roxy Singh, Queen Voice, Brother Ramkey, Cassie, Miss Ross, Empress, Medic, Greg, Mr. Lee, Fire Rain. Guest performances by Dev, Durango, Brio, and Raw Tour. Your MC, Damian Melville. Music by Razor Sharp, Chorus, Kaiso Flames. Tickets, advance $200. At the door, $250. Available at Roast and Toast, Superior Street, San Fernando. Athletes by the Park, Togo South Central Office, Mezzanine Floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. See you there.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood in we vein, we need KFC.
It's a Crunchnival with the baddest booking. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking. It's a Crunchnival with KFC. Chicken joy carnival and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and enjoy a spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion. Pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born. Kaisorama!
Postman again. Hey. Ticket book already, hotel book already, rental reserve already, pocket full of money. Fill up your lips like the army, are ready to party. Hey, this is Carnival rising. Carnival time is so special to me. Plenty fetting, good vibes and high energy. I love the sexy freedom. The women display, it's the vacation experience with fetting every day. Ocean view, balancing with my crew, pumping like a superstar with no work to do. No problem, I studying, no negativity. Jumping with me, this one for Miami, me and my soca army. This one for the hot gal them. Independent. I love the carnival vibes, yeah. I don't want no bad vibes. All I want is good vibes. It's plenty drinking when I line it. Please don't bother me when you see me whining. And if you see me drifting, just leave me alone. I just come to party, wind up on somebody, jump up in the Juve, play my super posse, get on behind a truck and chip until I can walk. This is how I do it, carnival vibes, yeah. This one for Miami, me and my soca army. This one for the hot gal them who independent and love the carnival vibes, yeah. This is how I get on, this is how I have fun, this is how I wind on in carnival hot sun. I don't care who watching, I don't care who talking, I just spend my money, so I go party hardy. Leave me, let me get on, leave me, let me have fun, leave me, let me party. I don't spend my money. Leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me, leave me. This is carnival bacchanal. This one for Miami, me and my soca army. This one for the hot gal them who independent and love the carnival vibes, yeah.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So we're back on the Third Empire. So some people are calling for the Prime Minister to say something. Say something. The opposition leader has hinted that we should have been addressed by the Prime Minister. Now, I want to take this argument very slow. Because weeks ago we was complaining and asking the Prime Minister to say nothing.
Yeah.
Not your mouth. You're talking too much. But war break out. It had nothing to do with we. I want you to address the nation, please.
We invite to know.
Space but.
I'm not too sure what she can say at this junction.
This point.
Actually, if I were her, I would continue watching. I would continue watching. Because this issue is just really on pause, in my point of view. It's on pause.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump say, listen to me, we prepare to go back in, we ain't shop it.
I was now going and say that. He
And if
said
it becomes
that
necessary,
today.
we will be there.
That's right.
Because
That's
regime
right.
change is surely not with taking out the head. There are remnants.
Yep.
Good? Then later this afternoon, we saw that Ms. Delcy Rodriguez was sworn in as the interim president. I don't know what that means.
Huh. And sworn in by who?
And the people of the cabinet, she called her political system,
Wow.
and they did what they have to do. But listen to this. And people must understand the double-edged sword that is, these issues are very complex. She has been calling for free Nicolas Maduro.
Yes. Yes.
And this and that and the other he if you, well, I don't understand how you're pro Maduro, but in the meanwhile you're replacing him. That's a different way, right? In the meanwhile you're subbing him. But anyhow, Mr. Trump says that she will do what we say. She promises to be very cooperative. But people play games in public.
That's right.
These things
That's
are
right.
not always, you see, we see things black and white all the time. It's not always like that. It was never black and white.
Yeah, yeah.
Show you that.
And he showed you that.
Since September, it was never black and white.
Correct.
The people who thought it was black and white were the people who feeling like the hole in a pot or nothing right now. Because it was never black and white.
So you have to be very careful. Our Prime Minister, before we weren't talking about the Prime Minister, we were just talking about, but we're talking about the Prime Minister in particular now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things at stake economically going forward.
Absolutely.
That if you say things out of turn, they will vanish.
Correct.
No, it didn't matter what happened before Saturday. You know. Before Saturday, you could have said things. To hell with Trump, we don't like this. Saturday has come and gone.
That's right.
You see, going forward, if you want any crumbs from this table,
Shut him out.
You have to be very careful.
Let's say a word.
Very, very, very diplomatic.
What they are asking the Prime Minister to say, Prime Minister is right not to say.
Now it's time. No, we believe that certain things were said out of turn. Now it's time
not to say.
Not to say. This is the time not to say.
I think people want, to some extent, an assurance of safety because that lady in Venezuela, she said, if as much as a firecracker come across here, is we and Trinidad.
Listen, that lady in Venezuela has already given the edict, and she's already said she's going to cooperate. That's not happening. That lady in Venezuela.
So, no, while I understand that, that is, some of the comments I was seeing today.
Yeah.
What happens if Venezuela decides to retaliate? We still in the middle of this dance. So in terms of hearing from the Prime Minister, some people feel as though we should at least get an assurance that we will be safe in all of this.
Well, we do have...
Which we know, but still.
We do seem to have an affinity with our leadership. And we always want that kind of a motherly or fatherly kind of a pat on the back.
Yep.
I'm not too sure that is a posture that will come from her. I believe the security personnel in that case should really say what they have to say. And Gary Griffith has said that from the beginning, that Venezuela is in no position to occasion any type of damage, because that will give them, and they didn't need that reason on Saturday. Well, remember, he's interested in security, and all these security people coming out of the shell now. But I don't know that I don't know that the lady should at this time say things without seeing the full picture. First, and she's an attorney, senior counsel as well. First, you have to read that that U.S. indictment. That's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
And you have to.
Yeah.
Any responsible leader would have to. Good? Because remember, there's a spin where the associated or the unnamed CARICOM politicians who have come up in the document.
That is the next one.
So I want people to appreciate, as crazy as they think this man is, America does their homework,
Yes.
A world power does their homework. It is not a bravado move, There's not a Western where you pull out a gun and shoot.
Yep.
And we know, and he said so. The CIA,
they're gonna be doing.
They were there long before.
Yes.
They were long before. People must also understand and appreciate that this is not a new situation. It's a new situation because this president has accelerated it by 10.
Yeah.
But he did say he tried to do it before, but he lost the election. He did say it was on the plan. He did say there's footage of him talking about Cuba. And Cuba is ready to fall. Good? If we didn't think communism or alliance with communist countries were a threat, correct.
They not no honey for no answer.
Yeah.
But you see, Cuba was getting oil for goods, which sustained them.
Yeah.
Now America has threatened to take away that oil, which will add added pressure. Which is how these countries infiltrate your system.
Yeah.
They create conditions that are very difficult.
But now that will invite Russia inside there now.
Well, we will see. We will see what all those who talk do. We will see what they do. We saw what they did today at the United Nations Security Council. So I am not too sure all this. They have said that the Prime Minister is missing. We want to see the Prime Minister. We have a kind of love-hate relationship with politicians and leaders too. The same people will tell you, say something, and you open your mouth, you talking shit for this.
Yep.
Why you in hush? So you can't be jeered and egged on by all the time public sentiment.
Correct.
And public
Correct.
pleasing. Well, we know the last prime minister, he ain't no public pleaser neither. Big Daddy say, I don't talk.
That's it.
I don't talk. Right? As a matter of fact, I don't want to talk no more. And he gone. Good? So, we have to be very careful of what we ask for. I'm not too sure what she should say, or should she say anything. This situation is still volatile. We do not understand what can be the spin-off effects.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of economic considerations for Trinidad and Tobago that we could talk ourselves out of and talk ourselves into some problems.
Absolutely.
Good?
Absolutely.
So all who egging on and pushing on, talk now, say something, condemn. Good, we protested by the U.S. Embassy.
Well,
right?
I think we have enough distractions
You have never
right now,
had to go to the U.S. for surgery. That's what. You have never had a relative that had to go to Miami.
Yep.
You've never had to seek medical Listen, these are realities.
That's right.
These are realities of compromise. It doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion and you're a sellout, you know.
Yeah.
It's easy to walk around the place with a bullhorn, you know. And when life hits you, if you realize how the British are doing it, when they interviewed Keir Starmer, he said, first I have to read the indictment. I am not too sure what motivated Mr. Trump, but I have to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He ain't coming out and throwing no stone, eh?
That's right.
Because that is America's biggest ally. We got to learn that there's a project in the Caribbean called Five Eyes, where 5 of the top security countries in that group share information: the UK, New Zealand, Australia, America. And the UK said, we realize what you're doing with the intelligence information we're sharing, so we will not share that information with you all anymore. And that was when they were bombing the ships in the sea. However, the UK has not come out, as far as I've seen,
to condemn
and openly
anything
condemn. And that is the UK, eh?
Yep.
Understand it?
Yep.
Others have, though.
Others have, because others could. France did it in the General Council, the UN General Council. France could do that.
Yeah.
For now. And to be honest, if you understand, and to be fair, because I take a very holistic view of this thing, because if you follow this, that is water and duck back. Listen, you could say what you want about China, you know. China doesn't care. You could report China to God and tell God that China not being fair. China, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin doesn't care. Once he's convinced, you know who else we didn't talk about? Israel doesn't care.
Oh.
You could report Israel.
Yep.
You could write them. You could write them on a paper. You could tell daddy. You could send a text. You could do anything. Once Israel has determined,
But they're doing
They
something.
even care about
Yeah.
they even care about America. You understand? And those are the realities of world powers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
moral discussions are different.
Absolutely.
Right and wrong, and who should and coulda and woulda. Good? People are dying in Ukraine. And Putin says, all you know how to make the dying stop. And the dying will only stop when all they do what we say. Not NATO, not, you know, not America.
Yeah.
And Mr. Trump has said, I'm not pleased with him. I vexed with him in a way. Plenty people dying. And after that, what? You're telling Zelensky, hey, back off. Quietly you're telling him.
You want to create a world war.
Yeah. You trying to start World War III? Good. But the same America, he said openly yesterday, Mr. Trump, that he helps NATO. You know? Actually, he's so funny, eh? And people have to be... He said, listen to me, to be honest, we making real money, you know, because we selling arms to everybody.
Exactly.
He says it's dollars and cents.
Yeah.
So people say, oh, we giving NATO this, we giving it. It's not for free, it's not cookies. So NATO want to fight war? We have something here for you. You would go, bring your cash.
we know what they're going to do.
No, you go and fight your war by that.
To do Russia, no.
No.
Because we don't want to world war.
No, and Russia has said nobody must come in her backyard. America, now the revival of the Monroe Doctrine is something that we haven't heard our Prime Minister talk about openly.
Yeah.
This gentleman is talking about it. He said, China, I see you.
Yeah.
Because remember, military might, and if you understand anything in long down the road, military might is based on energy. Russia has that for herself. China needs that to continue to be the world power that it is. So this is really a fight, in my view, for energy. And energy down the road, because America has oil.
Yeah.
But you can't be a world player without energy. How you fueling all this energy is as good as gold.
Yeah.
Good? And you see them oil reserves down Venezuela? We call it Chin Gate. Chin can never get. Because if Chin get it, it's more problem. And Chin is already problems by himself. So you can imagine if China sat on the largest oil reserve.
US would sink.
Russia have oil. Good? But oil plus oil is more oil.
Yep.
If you do the equation. So America said that we will not allow aggressors in our hemisphere. China didn't say anything to America. Russia didn't say nothing to America. Mr. Trump was in the parade the other day. Good? So people confuse what you see world leaders do and what they say. And we take a kind of moral thing, you know, you are my friend, this one is my friend. This is not friend, this is not friend.
Business.
This is not friending. So our Prime Minister would be very wise to watch on as things unfold. That's in my view. Because you could severely affect the economy of Trinidad and Tobago going forward. Because our hole has opened up.
Yeah.
Good? And you could affect the economy of Trinidad and Tobago if you don't play your cards right. If you don't play your cards right. Because the moral road doesn't really lead you to success, eh?
Correct.
To be honest.
Not in this game. Not in this game.
Correct. Not in this case.
A rabbit hole and nothing.
A rabbit hole of nothing. A rabbit hole of nothing. So, callers, let's hear your view. Let's hear your view. We have a caller already. Caller, good evening.
Good afternoon to the panel.
Yes, sir.
And good afternoon. You know, I do not know why all these leaders who engaging in war and want war, all you find some place and all you cough it out or something. It is you're leading nations with millions of people, but you are nowhere close to the activity that you're encouraging. So you're not taking part in the dying at all. You're just talking greasy from wherever you're talking greasy from. Well, you go and cough it out or shoot it out. And as far as Ms. Persad Bissessa, who is saying nothing, who was very vocal before, you see, I don't get accustomed to the dance, you know. So more than likely your response will be, the question does not arise. Simple questions all you can answer. Who you observe as the leader of Venezuela before the activities of Donald Trump and even afterwards? All you're afraid to answer. But you're talking greasy. There's a senior counsel who given support without any shred of evidence. You're not even asking for it. But you're just saying, yeah, kill them violently and just supporting America because I hope that she had Trump in she back pocket, you know. Because just like how we would have encouraged what took place when Trinidad time come, I hope America is there for her, you know. I hope America is there for her. We might make it, we might try to trivialize it and not see any value in the moral aspect that is missing here. But as I said earlier when I called, if any place on the face of this earth have anything from America in your country that should not be there, we ought to blame Donald Trump and we ought to go and remove him and take him and bring him to whatever country it is to bring justice. It have all kind of things in the country from America. We're not accusing Donald Trump of being engaged in the activity. Are you saying that Maduro overseeing the packing of ships, or he helping them pack, or you have recordings of him on the phone conducting these kind of thing? And it's just talk, and people running off with it. It could never be right. And all you have to do to see it is not right is change the players. Just change the players. And you will see all who is supporting it coming and telling you reasons why it is not right. We went down a very slippery slope, and God alone help us, because nobody knows what's going to happen now, you know. Nobody knows what is going to happen now. It's just a sit and wait. While these politicians get a set of kicks and play games with people's lives. When you're talking about the question does not arise, of course it arises all the time. All you was talking, greasy all the time. Yes, it have people who wanted to talk, to come and trap you in what you say, but that is all on them, because they is the ones who choose to talk. They are the ones who choose to do that. You didn't stand aside when things was heating up. You didn't give any voice of reasoning in the matter. We in some serious trouble in this place, you know. We can't even get to discuss right now about the ridiculousness with some of these traffic offenses as it relates to defects on your vehicle. Who knows when something could go wrong on somebody's vehicle? Who is doing the thinking? Who is doing the thinking, boy? Lord help us, you know. Lord help us in this place. Because, like, we're going from bad to worse.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paula.
My goodness.
Well, more news has suggested that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines has somehow been implicated in some of the financial relationships with Venezuela. That's a sanctioned nation. We'll get into this after the call. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Yes, good afternoon.
Great program as usual. And Mr. Matheson, very good job this evening too, as well as always. But as you will know, these speeches are written by the CIA for institutions like these, telling you what to say, right? This has been proven all over from even in Maurice Bishop time, coming down the line in the assassination of Maurice Bishop as well, right? These speeches are written by the CIA, the advisors and so on. They are in every country, they are everywhere, right? And she has to say what they wrote. Otherwise, we're going down the slope of the sanctions and so on, right? We just have to watch and see what's going on. We try to do what we could, and it's a whole big game.
Yes.
Coming back to South Africa and coming back right down the line. You understand? We know the main aim here is to avoid China getting more or better access to that oil, right? Because China has gone ahead, and the only thing they need right now, and they may soon have something to replace the oil, no doubt it, at the rate that they're going, right? And his aim is, because America is falling, it is falling, jump high, jump low, and then, right?
It is written.
So we will see what happens, but is to avoid that access to that oil to China. China is the main focus in this whole scenario here.
Correct.
Right? All right, people, you all take care.
Thank
and
you,
all
Paula.
the best again.
Thank you.
Yeah, the caller is so correct.
And if you then understand the big players in this, you understand that the moves are not what you think they are.
Exactly.
It's not what you think it is, and don't jump out your clothes, as they say here.
Yeah, it's
Good?
not what you think it is. This was a chess move from the beginning.
Yes. By everybody involved.
Exactly. America knew exactly where China was in the
Correct.
whole scheme of things.
Correct.
They saw the whole Belt and Road Initiative
Correct.
developing. They saw the fact that China has been selling out all the, buying out all the, repatriating the gold and the sovereign wealth and that kind of thing. They see all that, and they know that what the next thing is de-dollarization, right?
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, lady and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Your caller before this last one here, he was so correct. I agree with a lot of what he said. You know, when I listened to that press conference with Sean Sobers, I was saying, wait now, what is this minister really saying? And this is why the Prime Minister will not face the media. She pushed them. Well, we're lucky we didn't get Roger Alexander to come and say most and mostly. Right? I mean, come on, use the Prime Minister. I don't understand this. This man said, oh, it does not affect us anything. But yet still, Saturday in town, St. Vincent Street, it affecting us, you know. St. Vincent Street blocked off. Duke Street blocked off. What that for? If it does not affect us, what you block off St. Vincent Street for? Why you block off Duke Street? Were you expecting something? Or them feel people, I just keep telling them, like they feel we are the people who Camilla Prasad Bissessa sent to secondary school who got 30% in the C exam. Send them in secondary school with 30% grade from the C exam. I mean, come on. You're insulting people intelligence with your nonsense. It does not arise. But you block our street in Port of Spain, really? Well, wow. Wow. Look, people couldn't even go back. I have a nephew who was supposed to travel Sunday, couldn't, because no flights couldn't leave Piaco. But it does not affect us. Oh God, Sean Sobers, Lord have mercy. It can't get worse than this. Jesus. As the Catholics, they say, Lord graciously help TNT. You'll have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm of a different view. You know that. I am of a different view, but this is the Third Empire, and we welcome all views. All views are relevant and all views are important. But I did not pay attention to the press conferences. I just don't know what they would say in any case. But it is part of the course, I guess, that you're in. Sometimes you have to mount a podium and do a jig. I don't know. I don't know if you watched what happened on Saturday and you evaluate where is Stephen Matheson in terms of what just happened.
I have been saying from day one.
Yeah.
I've been saying from day one that this is not what you think it is.
Yeah.
And they're going on a war.
Let's get this caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Ronaldo. Good afternoon to Mr.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sandyford. How you going?
Mr. Sandyford.
Yeah, I noticed you just only call you at a certain time. Like you just text before your call. You just text before your call. You ain't easy.
I do. Hey, good evening to Mr. Matheson. Happy New Year, guys. Hope God keep blessing you guys and for health and strength and prosperity. So, I don't really want to say much about what's going on. I'm just looking in the background. But I just want to know who's the legal team from Trinidad going to represent Maduro and who's the character witness from Trinidad. So that is who I want to know who's going up, because
he
said in Dr. Sandyford.
Yeah, all the experts and them who was talking, I want to know who's going to be a character witness and who's the legal team going up to represent Maduro. All right, guys, you guys be safe.
Yeah. We'll get ourselves in plenty things, though. I'm telling you. If you go to see when police, you were saying earlier, see, when police doing their work in a crowd, is that everybody telling the police what to do? You know?
Yeah.
He should have put his gun so, he didn't have to move so, he could have just move over so and tell this person move so. How he touching the woman? He can't touch a woman, he's a police, he's a man. Listen, the crowd,
Yeah.
everybody outside,
That's right.
there's sometimes be experts
That's right.
of what going on inside. You know? This time, we just hold different views. When I watched what happened, and I kind of didn't pay much attention to it till I really saw it, I shake my head because I said to myself, this was bound to happen. It was telegraphed, but somehow we expect them to tell us the truth and the whole story. Yeah, what, tell me now, when you're going in Venezuela, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. They can't even, and we could use so much examples in the world, and it is not a Trump thing. This is ideology at war. This is ideology at war. And this is world power and imperialism at war. And it is not just Venezuela. It's happening on different fronts, but the players are the same.
As simple as they see what happened in Nigeria.
Correct?
It's about almost the same thing.
Correct?
Look at that.
Correct? Correct. And they have the same asset. Huh?
Yeah. So when
Good?
US come in there to save you then.
Of course, we just send in a company. We go build it back, we mash it up and build it back. Yeah, yeah, they give us a contract.
And then we call it ours.
Yeah.
Like the
call
Panama
it
Canal.
ours.
Correct.
Like Canada.
Correct. The problem is that maybe in the past, America has been able to do that at an accelerated rate by herself. And Russia did not have those. After the breakup of Russia, the USSR, right, and the Soviet bloc,
The thing is,
Russia didn't really have those sentiments.
The thing with Russia and China is similar. They don't have that kind of expansionist ideals. They don't have that kind of imperialism ideals. They just want to control what is around them, their space. They're not spreading they're spreading themselves like butter in a way.
Yeah, but why I say it's similar, Stephen?
Except that China is the producer of everything, so they want to ensure that their markets are secure.
Yes.
So hence the reason why they will have the Belt and Road Initiative, and they extend credit and that kind of thing in a different kind of way to be able to support that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Their own markets.
The reason I draw the similarities.
America will have a problem with that.
The reason I draw the similarities is because the players now in 2025 are all sovereign states.
Yeah.
Russia is saying, I want all my children and grandchildren. Once you are of Russian blood, call you Yugoslavia, Czechia, it doesn't matter. You are Russian. And to tell you the truth, when you look at these countries, even though they have been independent and sovereign, once you see a large faction of the mother country, there's always this fight.
Yeah.
Kashmir, India, there's always this fight. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rolox again. Mr. Rolox, I heard Mr. Matteson spoke about China and China not being, imperialism. But if you talk about Taiwan, they claim that Taiwan was once part of China. You look at South Korea, what is happening with respect to South Korea? What is happening with respect to the Philippines, right? So I'm somewhat not able to comprehend that statement. I don't know. And you said something recently before the close of the hour that something about St. Vincent, something that came up. I don't know. You didn't say exactly what happened. But what I want to say is I never really did or studied international relations and international politics. But I've listened to you, Mr. Rolox, and I developed an appetite for it. And I began to read and all that kind of thing and listen to your program, your teachings, as a matter of fact. And I think you have been very helpful. I studied international law, public international law, but not international politics and international relations and that kind of thing. And I think it is instructive for anybody who's listening to this program that if you want to be accurate with what is taking place with respect to international politics and that kind, listen to the program, and then at the same time, try and get some book. Or you have the AI and you have ChatGPT and whatnot. You could get the information and make yourself come instead of listening to propaganda. And I say that, and I say it without any apology, because I listen here. I am not no scholar. I don't see myself as a scholar. I see myself as learning. And people speak sometimes, and most of the time, it's mere speculation.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with evidence and that kind of thing. Nothing to do with facts. Right? And you have a nice sounding voice, you speak, but the fact remains is that where's the substance? Where are we going with that? And the fact remains is that if people talk about it, but basically, if you talk about the Western Hemisphere and you talk about the Monroe Doctrine, some people don't know, or most people don't understand the doctrine. Most people don't understand about Drago and all that kind of thing with respect to Venezuela and what happened with respect to trying to get that Drago, who was his Argentine foreign affairs minister, with respect when in fact the European countries, Italy and all these people were trying to get compensation, or not compensation, yes, for the assets that was seized by Venezuela, and the question of gunboat diplomacy. All these things people need to know, but you need, the first thing some people need to know, what countries comprise the Western Hemisphere. They have to understand that. You have to look at Latin America, Central, you go to America and all these countries, all that, those countries comprise the West, and people don't have an idea in their mind as to what the Western Hemisphere is. So it's important, as I said, I'm no expert, I'm no teacher, but I'm saying that people should take the opportunity, right, and especially what is happening around them, listen to the news and all that, to make yourself better informed as to those topics. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, caller, I did not recently venture here. This was my original academic choice. And to be honest, I got disillusioned with the reality. Because when you study international law and international law of the sea and all these international maritime and international political economy and all these big, it comes down to power. If you do not have power, these discussions are not for you.
Yeah.
They are not about you. And no one is asking you your opinion. And that is the reality of the world. Nobody, listen, Israel didn't ask you your opinion.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people say they was in solidarity with Israel and there were people against Israel. More people dead. Russia is not asking your opinion.
Yeah.
Russia is saying you are sovereign. That's what them telling you. But I telling you, you can't join. End the text. Georgia, we want you. Thank you. Crimea, we want you. Thank you. End the text. It was wrong. We had a lot of newspaper clipping and everything, but at the end of the day, and China is saying, this area is mine.
Yeah.
Right? Well, they could play over so. Right? This is mine. So we get emotional and emotionally charged. What they do, Maduro is wrong. Oh, okay, they kill a fella in Gonzales too, and that was wrong. You know, then we try to help the fella in Gonzales. Because you see what you saw on Saturday, nobody asks you how you feel.
Correct.
And I'm sure they didn't ask our Prime Minister what she think.
Yep.
Nobody
tell
asked
their own people.
No, they didn't even tell the U.S. Congress. And this is how world powers operate. That is the reality of the world.
Yeah.
And we are seeing imperialist sentiments, you know, creeping in. And maybe Trump was late to the party, you know, and he said if he was there before, this wouldn't happen and that wouldn't happen. He talks a good game too, you know, but he knows which tree to climb on.
Yep.
He could climb this tree in Venezuela. He knows which tree to climb. He could climb.
You think you want to climb that tree in Taiwan?
No, he's not climbing that tree. No, he's not climbing that tree. He will talk about it.
Yeah.
And he's not climbing the tree. by Zelensky. He's trying to get Zelensky down from the tree as a matter of fact.
He's going in Ukraine.
He's not even bothering. He's not even bothering. So we have to understand the world is a big place. We are how much? They said they have 8 million people left Venezuela. Since all 8 million. How much over here? Good. And that is not to say. And that is not to say we don't have an opinion, but sometimes you could overvalue your opinion.
Yeah.
And that is a common thing. You could overvalue your opinion.
Yeah.
You know, you could make sentiment and mount a podium. Somebody get a mic today to TikTok and you make a video. But really and truly, what you doing?
Correct.
What you doing? We have issues here that we are to treat with and we could focus on. But now is a time to be still. Because this is not completed. It ain't finished. You're too quick. That lady, I hide from everybody. I say so. I hiding from everybody right now. Now it's not a time to. You see the flag that was waving all the time to put out your flag.
Yeah, nah.
No, it's time to hide behind your flag because Saturday changed a lot of dynamics.
Yeah, absolutely.
It changed a lot of dynamics, and we are yet to see it play out. Because
and of course, the big countries and the game could play off how it should play off at the UN.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the UN is what it is. I mean, you had to see it for what it is.
Yeah.
And even, I am sure, when you look at the votes, I would like to see it.
Yes, I want to follow it when I get to it.
I want to follow it.
Yeah.
Because I am sure a lot of European countries, like Britain and things, remain abstain from that vote.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know the Greenland people will vex at him. Because he talk about Greenland. And you expect them to clap back. Because they wanted to buy Greenland the other day. Denmark. Well, yeah, well, we go vote again. That's the politics of it. We vex with you.
Yeah.
We have our bone to pick with you. But to say that is effective. You know, because China has defied the UN many times. Russia doesn't care. Israel, the same thing. The people are the same.
Yeah.
These people are the same. Now it have leaders and it have followers. The followers do what followers do, which is follow.
Yeah.
And the leaders do what leaders do, lead. With the moral discussion is a different discussion, and I don't find that very progressive.
Correct.
Because it's not really enforceable. It's really not. You're talking about
Correct.
missiles and all these things here, and this is a different discussion.
Yep.
They went in. There's no right to taking a leader from one country. There's no right about that. But this discussion is not about right. And Gaddafi, there's no right about that. You know, leaders make decisions, and history tells the rest. History tells the rest. We criticize Russia and this and that and Russia, but Vladimir Putin sleeps good at night. And he has his agenda. And his agenda is actually, as Mr. Martin said, it's not external. It doesn't extend too far. But you see, he yard, dog bad in the yard, you know.
Yep.
Don't play in the yard. And his yard is a big yard. Because the USSR was a very big mass.
Yeah.
A very big mass. And that battle hasn't stopped. And if Ireland has it, the Irish, these other countries have it. So, Saturday for me was a turning point, a learning point. Basio Pandey, the late Basio Pandey said something. He said, performance beat old talk every day. Performance beat old talk.
Yep.
And America didn't move all those ships, as we were saying on the program, and move all those assets for old talk.
Yeah.
Trump said, I give him a deal. And he said, no deal. So we went for him. That's the end of it. He wish he had taken the deal. And I'm sure he'd be offering deals to everybody else there now. That's how you do regime change. But it will have spin-off effects that we have to brace for as a country.
Of course.
And we have to just watch. And, you know, just watch, you know. And in case we figure it can't happen here, align yourself with the wrong friends and see what happens. Like, align yourself with the wrong friends. He said, this is our backyard. It's a long time an American president hasn't come out and say that
Yeah.
openly. You know, he doesn't have a lot of political and
Yeah.
diplomatic words. He said, this is my backyard. And we can't see, we peeping and we seeing the Chinese crawling over the fence. And we can't allow it. He can't allow it. He said he can't allow it. Good? Let me take this caller. Caller, good afternoon. Caller, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, well, I just hope Russia does not fall for the trap and go into another war.
Yes. Explain, tell us more. Well, the caller's gone. Maybe he'll call back. But Russia doesn't want to fight anymore. I don't know. I think he'll call back and explain. But Russia doesn't want to fight in anymore.
Russia is very.
Russia is doing what she's doing, excavating Ukraine, and that's about that.
Russia is very methodical.
Correct. And doesn't, you know,
Just like China.
she's not easily disturbed, you know.
Not easily disturbed.
You could say what you
Russia
want,
has superpower,
do what you want.
I mean, you throw a bomb in the thing, a bomb of politics.
Yeah. Yeah, you might get you, you might kill a top lieutenant who start a motorbike and he blow up. But there are thousands of them.
Yeah.
And I remember when the European nations were acting up against Russia, and Russia said, okay, soon it will be winter. And all the gas pipes, we'll take them off. Every man jack find the hole. Because a cold Europe is a cold Europe. You're talking about a dead Europe. That's our problems in it. Everybody had to reverse.
Yep.
When you have cards to play, you just play cards. But if you get deal, if you hand, you know, ace and ten and king, you just have to.
That fight, you have to humble yourself.
Yeah, you playing all fours and you have no trump in your hand. Men that say you could learn how to play without trump. Yeah, but it would be better if you had. And that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. So, this is an evolving story. Saturday was maybe Act 1, Scene 1.
Huh. Yeah, nah.
Right? They say they're swinging Delcy. We will see what she does.
Her brother saw her.
You're right. We will see what Machado does.
Yep.
Good. We will see if people resign willingly. It's just like when elections come here, you know, regime change. We will see who handing the regulation or who we gotta get rid of.
Yep.
America has set the example. We take one man. We could come back, you know. That's what Trump said. We could come back. He said we're actually not leaving right now. We watching the situation.
We there for a while.
Yeah, because what he has done is send a message.
Yeah.
In
Well,
a
Colombia
bottle.
say come for me.
Huh?
Colombia tell them, you could come for me if you want.
Colombia could
Well,
say
boy.
that. You know, Colombia could say that. And this is not the entire Latin American countries. They have
Yeah.
ECLAC, which is
Yeah.
the Latin American bloc. It's not all the Latin American countries that were in support of Maduro.
Yeah.
So that also makes the argument a little more divisive. There are people who were anti-Maduro, but against what America did.
Then, yeah.
So that's another faction. They did not recognize them as a legitimate
Yeah.
leader. There were issues with the elections. However, they do not condone the American actions.
Yeah.
But I was saying to someone, America didn't ask me to condone anything. They didn't ask you neither. So you could, your acceptance of it or not.
Completely irrelevant.
No, it's completely irrelevant. You want to know, this is horse race. This is horse race and you're a mule. A young one too. And you show up in the horse race with your opinion and who should run first and run second. With your money back. You show up. Yeah. Yeah, let's take this caller. Caller, good evening. Yes, caller.
Oh.
Yes,
Hello.
caller. Yes, caller. A caller reconnecting. He in Venezuela, right? Caller from Tucopita. Buenos. Hi, caller.
You hear me right?
Yes, we hear you now.
or due to lack of knowledge. Why are we not getting the truth about what's happening? And a white man once said, some son is born cheap, is born from convenience, not by evidence. We watching this physically.
Yes.
Know that this is about us. We are not spiritually inclined to see further than what's happening. We are going to the beast right through. You understand? But the man come to the man. Anybody interfere, we'll fight against them. But who take responsibility for the innocent people and then when the bomb the votes on? We are just watching things like, Trump's a big bad man. This guy a big and bad. You understand? And we watching things that we're supposed to be stand up against the beast. And we're not doing that. You understand? These people and them just come and say, as a lifeline, the Caribbean is a lifeline. The Western world could have given up all ties with them. You understand? They can't look how Africa stand. Why the Caribbean can't stand too? And we think, and the Prime Minister, we know silence is a powerful thing, and she just saying silence. You understand? We have to get serious. We have to get to know what's going on. We have to get different days. We have to get to know what's happening to the country.
Caller, we
the
show is going to go now. We're under 20 seconds, so we'll have to continue this tomorrow. Well, when he stand up, I go stand up because he want to stand up against the beast. 10 seconds, closing, Mr. Matterson.
Well, certainly we were unable to unpack all the things we wanted to unpack on the show, but certainly tomorrow.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we.